What's up, YouTube? This is Rebecca the Diva coming at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Rebecca. All I'd like for you to do is go right on ahead and hit that subscribe button, and when you do that, hit the notification bell, so when I upload, hopefully YouTube is not bugging and tripping and bugging, you'll get notified. Go ahead on and hit that share button, because hey, there are no secrets over here on this channel. We tell everything. Hit the like button because it helps me out a lot, and of course leave a comment down in the comment section, good or bad, but please, if you're going to be petty, I'm going to return that favor. And if you're coming back again supporting your girl, welcome back, Diva Gang. What's up, fam? How are y'all doing? It is Wednesday, it's hump day, it's also November 11th, it's Veterans Day. So first and foremost, I want to thank God for being alive, and also I want to thank all of our service members. So if you served in the military and you're now a retired veteran, thank you so much for your service. It's well appreciated. As you can tell, I'm just going to jump right into this video because I got so much work to do. It's not even funny no more. But as you can tell by the title of this video, this is, so you want to relocate, but you just don't know where to start. Now, some people relocate because of work. Some people relocate due to family. Me personally, I'm what you call a drifter, I would say, because I was born and raised in New York City, Brooklyn, and I lived there all my life, like literally all my life, from birth to I got in my early 20s. So, and everybody that I knew, everybody that I hung out with, all my family members, we all from New York, and we never went nowhere. Me personally, when I did leave the state, it was to go to Chicago to visit my dad because he had custody of me for the summers. So that lasted up until I was like 18, and then basically I went whenever I wanted to go. But a lot of people just stay stuck and planted in one place. Now if that's what you do, that's fine. Nothing against it. I'm not knocking nobody, none of that. But sometimes you want a different scenery than what you've been used to, and I was that type of person. So when I got 21, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I stayed there for a couple of years, moved back to New York, moved out on the West Coast. I lived in California and another state on the West Coast. So, you know, now I've migrated back here to the Southeast. I live in Florida, about to relocate myself again, going to back to Georgia, to Atlanta. Excuse me, y'all. I just got a response to a text. Business. So, the reason, and I lived in Georgia because I was living on the West Coast, so I moved to Georgia and I stayed in Augusta, Georgia for a while. And then my second oldest had decided she wanted to come to school here in Florida. So my theory was, okay, let me go, because my mom lives here and I have a sister here. So I was like, well, let me go and we'll relocate to Florida, and I can take up Florida residency, so therefore tuition will be a lot less for her. So that's how I ended up here in Florida, only for my daughter to move back to Georgia. She's now in Atlanta, working and going to school in Atlanta. So, and I just decided that Florida is no longer for me anymore. I eventually stayed here because I got into a relationship. As you guys may or may not know, you can go back and look at the videos. My boyfriend that I was with for 2.5 years passed away last month. So it's like, why am I here again? So, and I own my own business, so it's easy for me to just pack up everything and just go. So you wanna relocate. So, and for me, I'm just relocating to, well, basically I'm mainly relocating because I am a YouTuber, as you guys can see. I also own my own online beauty boutique, and I feel that the Atlanta area would be a more profitable place for me to live as far as my boutique and as far as me being a YouTuber, because there are a lot of smashing hot YouTubers that I can possibly collab with. I already have one person that wants to do a collab with me, and I'm super excited about that. It will be coming really soon, hopefully before the holidays we can get it together. So it's already paying off, and I'm not even there yet. Okay, get into it right quick. You see me. I'm just kidding. I just always want to say that. So the first thing I did, now, well, we're not gonna go about me, but if you're just a regular person, not a social media influencer, and you want to relocate, and you don't have to move to Georgia, Atlanta, or whatever, just anywhere. Okay, say you live in California and you want to relocate to Nevada. The first thing that I personally would do was to go on one of the, like Indeed.com, one of the job searching places, and if the job that you're already working, if you do work, is not able to transfer you, because some people work for companies that may have, sister companies in other states, and it'll be easier just to transition over. Um, so the first thing I personally would do was just to um, find a job, because you're going to want to keep that coin coming in, okay? So look online. Online is like your best source nowadays to find a job. So I would definitely try to, and in today's time, during this pandemic, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jobs online that'll work from home, remote. So you can even find a remote job that's currently in your state, and just go ahead on and make your move, because you are working from home. You're remote. You can work anywhere in the country, as long as you got that internet connection. So that'd be your first and foremost thing, is finding secure employment. Your next thing is location. Like, where do you want to live? Now, me personally, I will not be living in the city of Atlanta. I'm fluctuating between Cobb County, which will be like the Marietta, Smyrna area, or DeKalb County, which is more so the Decatur area. I'm probably gonna more so up on the Decatur area. So yeah, to find out what location, and how I'm weeding out my locations is I'm looking up the apartment complex, because I will definitely be moving into an apartment. I'm currently in an apartment. I have a 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, myself and 2 children. My son is going to be 16 and my daughter is 12. So, very small family. They each have their own room, and then I have the master suite. So, I would love to get a house. I would love to rent a house, not buy a house. I'm not balling like that at all. I want a house, definitely, but if my budget is not saying that right now, which is so totally not, then another 3-bedroom, 2 bath would be perfect for me. I'm more so leaning toward a townhome. I don't know yet. But I'm going, and there's so many different apartment um, websites that you can go, listing websites. I will try to link some of them in the description box, because you can just put in any city and state that you want to live in. Let's say if you want to live in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, somewhere like that, put that in it, and everything that they have available will be listed online. So I will list a couple of the apartment guides that are online that I'm currently using. They're very, very helpful. So I go on there and I look up the apartments that may or may not have availability. The problem that I'm stumbling into right now is a lot of these places just do not answer the phone. You're calling, you can call in the morning, you can call in the afternoon, toward like closing time, and like a lot of them just don't want to answer the phone, which is the sucky part, because you're not finding the information that you need. So once I find a place that I want to live, or a possible prospect of a place that I want to live, I normally go online. I go onto their website if they have one. I check out, the photos they have online. Number one thing, key, go to Google reviews on the property that you're trying to move into. That comes in clutch. Like, when I tell you no lie, I saved myself a lot of hassle by just reading the reviews, because people are going to be honest. Like one particular place out in Marietta, there's a lot of violence there. Like, you hear gunshots every other night. Now, normally that does not scare me. Like I said, I'm from Brooklyn. It is what it is. I grew up in the projects, so it is what it is. But my kids have never lived in an urban area before, until we moved here to Florida. And the place that I lived in, it was the projects. I lived in the projects here before I moved over here, into the nice apartment complex that I'm in. It was not bad. I mean, it was a little duplex, 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom. The 1 bathroom part was the only sucky part about the whole property, because I'm used to having my own bathroom, so that kind of sucked. But the neighborhood was not bad in my perspective compared to where I come from. But every once in a blue moon, you would hear gunshots, you know what I'm saying? And that was scary for my children. So at that point, I was like, you know what? It never gave. I can't. So that's why I said, suck it up. And now I live in the white part of town. I mean, the complex that I live in, it's mixed. So you might see one or two Hispanic people. There's a lot of us over here, melanated people, but the majority of the people that live in my complex are Caucasian, and it is what it is with that situation. My kids are safer somewhat because we are African American around them. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it is what it is. I mean, sorry, but not sorry. Um, so I don't want to put my kids in a situation where I have a almost 16-year-old son who's quiet. He minds his own business. He goes to school. He comes home and he's a gamer. Also in the marching band, and I don't want to put him in a situation where he may have to fight, or on his way coming home from school, God forbid, get struck by somebody's gunfire. I'm not trying to go through any of that, okay? So that's why I'm like, let me just make sure I read thoroughly through these, reviews. Also, another thing that bothered me was a lot of these places, somewhat, they look pretty in the pictures and on the internet, but then when you read these reviews, you got people talking about they have rodents. Like one particular complex said that there was a lot of rats around the trash area where you go to dump your trash at. One lady in another complex has said that she had a rat, okay, in her townhouse, and she told the office and they did nothing about it. And she showed a picture of this little rat. He was about this big too. He was a nice sized little rat, and he was on her stairs, like I guess on his way up the stairs in the townhouse. And she caught a picture of it. She also showed where he had chewed a hole through her bread, and also he was trying to get in the old trash can, how the trash bag that the part that hangs over it was ripped to shreds. I was like, oh hell no, who's gonna be paying a whole bunch of money to live somewhere and you got rats and roaches? I don't do rats and roaches, sorry. When I lived in the projects before I moved over here, I had mice, okay, and I'm almost pretty sure there was a rat there too. And same thing, I told the housing office and they did nothing about it. Basically they sent the maintenance man over with some glue traps. I'm like, nigga, I could have did that. Then the problem still persisted. He came back with some steel wool, and if you don't know what steel wool is, this is like basically Brillo, just without the soap added to it, and he stuffed the hole. That still didn't help. So what I did was I went to the Humane Society and I adopted a cat, Buddy the cat, and I've had Buddy the cat ever since. And Buddy has, when I got him, I think within days, no more mice. And he's over here. I haven't seen a mouse, roach, or anything over here. But he's a part of my family now, because I don't do rodents or roaches. I grew up like that and I refused. No. So yeah, that's that. So always just go to Google and research. I cannot say this strong enough. Research, because if you're not in a situation like me, where if like me personally, I don't have money like that, so I don't drive. I don't have my own car, so it's like I can't just get in my car because Georgia's literally 5 hours away from me. So if I had my own vehicle, I would be able to just jump in the car and go see these places on the weekend or whenever I wasn't too busy. Me and the kids can just jump and go, but I don't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these places are sight unseen for me. So I'm doing intense. I cannot specify that enough. Research on these properties, okay? So that's why I kind of like, I'm leaning more toward Decatur, because the places are more so okay. They're not slumlord places. Next thing, now that you're locating the area and that the property, just narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3 places, because what you have to keep in mind is every apartment, especially if it's apartment complexes, every apartment complex charges application fees. And not only just for yourself, if you're moving with your husband, your boyfriend, or you have children that are over the age of 18, they charge an application fee for each one of them people. So let's just say I have 4 children total, which if one of my adult children was to move with me, which no way in hell is that gonna happen, it would be like, let's just say if they charge $50 for an application fee, it'd be $50 for me and $50 for my adult child, which that's a lot of money, just to not even fee for sure of what your credit is available to get you into. A lot of places do go by credit, so please be aware of that. So if your credit is not up to par, or if you have evictions, that's going to be a problem for you. So what you might want to do, is look for second chance properties. So these are basically apartment complexes that they're a little bit more lenient on your credit and a little bit more lenient on your evictions. You know what I'm saying? Because this is real life. Not everybody live in a perfect world. Sometimes things happen. You know, me personally, I've never been evicted before, but my credit is not all that great. I'm just being honest. You know, my credit is probably about at a 600. I have to work on it. I also have student loans, you know, that I'm paying on. So I have a lot going on with my credit, you know. But because of my rental history is impeccable, I've never had a problem getting into an apartment complex. Like over here, they're very picky over here where I live, and I got approved like that, no problem. So, um, just be conscious on, you know, exactly for sure where you want to live before you start paying out all these um application fees. And normally the process is you pay the application fee, and if you're approved, they charge you like I think what's called the administrative. Because how it went here is I paid the $85 application fee. I got approved. Normally within a day they approve you, and then they ask for a $250 administration fee, and that basically holds your place. And then here I got charged $700 for a security deposit, and I think $500 for a pet deposit. So I had to come up with all of that money. And then of course the first month's rent, which my rent back then was $1,100, now it's $1,200. And I've been here a year and a half, almost 2 years. Um, so make sure you get your monies. You want to have your money because you don't want to get approved for a place and not have to. And oh yeah, I get paid next week. But by the time you get paid next week, guess what? Somebody else then came and rented that place, and now there's no more places of that size available. So just keep that in mind. So you want to look for second chance properties. Also, if time is not of the essence for you, not in a rush to relocate, and let's just say you're low income, and low income does not mean that you live on welfare or food stamps. Low income just basically means that you make probably under $40,000-$50,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So if you're low income, you can also search the internet for whatever state that you want to live in and apply for HUD assisted housing, like Section 8 program, which is very, very hard to get because they do not open up those lists that often, or any other type of tax credit program. A lot of nice apartment complexes run by a tax credit program, and I believe what the tax credit program is, they go by your income, so you will only be paying like 30 or 40% of what they charge for the apartment, and in return they'll get that credit back from the government, from the IRS at the end of the year. So you want to check into that. You know, once again, the same guidelines are going to apply. You got to pay the application fee, admin fee, security deposit, first month's rent, whatever that's equal up to. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is. You know, everybody's not born with a silver spoon in their mouth. um so if you can qualify for these programs, then hey, have at it, because that's why they're there, to help people. Okay, so we've went over location, watch those Google reviews. Okay, you're filling out. So let's say you filled out for a place, and you're it's an okay neighborhood, you know, top notch neighborhood, whatever. Make sure, if you have children, make sure you check in to see how are these schools, especially if you're not in the situation where you can excuse me, just work stuff. Especially if you're not in a situation where you can send your kids to private school or charter school, and also with that, check the local county or whatever that you're going to be possibly wanting to be moved to. Because if you do want to send your child to a private school or a charter school, a lot of states and cities have what you would call it, like grants and scholarships that you can um, apply for and possibly get approved for, to send your child to a private or charter school. You don't necessarily have to send your child to a public school, you know. And I know a lot of people are still homeschooling their kids due to the pandemic. I personally have one that's in school going brick and mortar, and I have one that is virtual learning. The only reason why the one my son is going brick and mortar is because he got an F in English, and that's what happens when you don't study and you're totally gaming all day. So that is what it is. But check out the schools, because that's important to me. I don't know about nobody else, but for me, the schools is important because I have, and I'm not trying to brag or boast, but I have exceptionally smart children when they apply themselves. You know what I'm saying? They can get straight A's and B's on a roll, all of that. My son is in the marching band, so all of that's important to me, for my children's sake. So check out your schools. If you don't drive like me, although I don't take public transportation either, I totally Lyft or Uber it or get a ride from whomever. Check out public transportation. A lot of people don't drive. Like me, I'm from New York City. I never knew how to drive. I'm in the process of learning because, like I say, I depended on my boyfriend for everything, including rides. So now that he's not with me anymore, it's like I got to learn how to drive and buy a car. That's like, it's a given, okay? So check out the area for public transportation, not only for yourself, but if you got teenagers and you don't have that money to get that teenager a car, get your ass on the bus and get to the mall, okay? Period. So check out public transportation, just all of that stuff, It's important because you don't want to find some place on the internet and think it's just this great place, and you get over there into that situation and it's like, oh man, I don't like it over here, and then you gotta sign a lease, and then you're stuck in your lease for a year before you can even move. So that's gonna suck. So make sure you just cross all your T's and dot all of your I's. Be for sure of what you're getting into. It's almost like buyer beware. You have to be for sure of what you're getting yourself into, because once you sign that lease, there's no, you're stuck for a year basically, or however long you signed that lease. So we checked out the schools. We're happy. Also, you want to check out stores, like how far is it from the grocery store, how far is it from the mall, is there a Dollar Tree in the area. You also want to check out doctors' offices and hospitals in case of emergency. How far is the nearest hospital? Are there good doctors in the area? Especially if you have children, finding a good pediatrician is key to moving someplace. I mean, I only take my kids to the doctor, once a year for their yearly physical that they're supposed to have. And also if they get sick, I normally just go to the urgent care because it's more convenient in and out. But find out about the doctors in case you're sickly. Like me, I suffer from really bad arthritis. So I need to be able to go to the doctor once a month, get my prescriptions, see my physical therapist. So it's like that's important for me too. Is finding out about the doctors in the area that you prospectively want to move into. Also, I mentioned having a pet, so make sure you tell them that you have a pet. Sometimes it's better to be honest than to lie. Unfortunately, when I moved here, I didn't tell them that I had a pet, but you want to know what happened? What happened was my sister and her badass kids is over here. So we decided to leave her badass kids with my kids that ignore everything around them. And I left my living room window open, so my little nephew pushed out the screen. I didn't know how to put it back in at the time. And my boyfriend was away on business. That's what it was. He was away on business at that time. And no, it's not even that. He didn't live here at this time. And I was working, and I called maintenance to come in, and unfortunately they came in at a time where I was busy at work, and they saw that I had a cat. And the next thing I know, I got a letter on my door. Oh, it's been brought to our attention that you have an unauthorized pet. So with that came a high deposit, a high fine, and I have to pay $50 a month cat rent. Like, where they do that at? I mean, this shit, charging rent for pets, to me is ridiculous. Like, where I come from, they don't do that. I mean, they may do it now because I haven't been in New York City for a long time, but it's like, this motherfucker can't get out there and get a job. He ain't on TV doing the cat chow commercial. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I pay out $50 every month so my cat can live here with me, which fucking sucks. And I don't think he'll be moving with me. He's going back to the Humane Society, or I'll try to rehome him. somewhere else. But yeah, no. So make sure you get your pet situation, whether you have a cat, dog, or whatever that they're going to charge you for. Make sure you get that situation, because it's not fun paying out a bunch of money. It's not. Um, what else can I possibly tell you? Just like I said, the most important thing is have your money ready. You know, because me, I am personally gonna. I want it to be gone by the 1st of December. So me moving the way I want to move is gonna depend on my numbers that I make for my Black Friday sale, for my job, for my online beauty boutique. And just to interrupt you guys, if you guys are looking for lip gloss, all of my 10 milliliter and 15 milliliter squeeze tubes are on sale today and today only, Wednesday, November 11th, Veterans Day sale. All lip glosses are $1.99. Okay, no matter what the size it is, $1.99. Okay, so go ahead on my grill and get you some. This one right here is Strawberry Merlot. Smells good, looks good. Look at that shine. fearlessdiva20.com. I will put the link in the description box. Shameless plug. So me moving is depending on my numbers and how I'm going to be, what money that I'm going to be able to make within the next couple of weeks. Then I'll know definitely am I packing up and moving. You know, I do have to give my apartment complex 60 days, so that basically buys me some more time. My lease is not up until March the 1st, so yeah, I'm cutting it a lot. I'm cutting it real close. So if push comes to shove, the worst that I'll be leaving is in January, no later than February. You know, that'll give me enough time to get my money together the way I need it to get together, because I don't want to move somewhere and be struggling, because I'm not struggling now, so I refuse to move somewhere and struggle. That's not going to happen. So other than that, I think I touched on just about everything that I needed to touch on. Of course, if you have any questions, please, 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 please DM me over my Instagram. One of my Instagrams, I'll leave that in the description box as well. Also, you know, you can also leave a message down for me in the comment section if you need to ask something. You know, it's really simple sometimes to relocate yourself. It's not that hard. Sometimes when you think about it too hard, it's like, oh my God, it's impossible. But even if it seems like it's impossible, it's really not. You just have to readjust and reevaluate, because like I said, that's the stage that I'm at now. I'm still moving. It just may be pushed back another 4 to 8 weeks. It just depends on my financial situation, because I have responsibilities here today that I need to adhere to. And it's also, once I do find a place, I have to relinquish all of this money also to secure my place. So yeah. Also guys, I am in the process, these little cards, I'm in the process of writing everybody's name who participated in the giveaway. Okay, so everybody's name is going to be wrote down who did participate and left a comment stating that you wanted to be entered into the giveaway. And I'm probably going to do a live stream on Friday evening. I will definitely let you know in my next video what I'm going to do. But if I don't do a live stream and draw out the person's name, I will definitely just do a quick little video. And I will definitely do 2 winners. Like I said, you'll be winning products from my beauty boutique, as well as a $10 gift certificate to a store of my choice. I don't know what I'm going to pick as of right now, but it's definitely going to be worth it. So good luck to the winner. I'll be writing everybody's names, and like I said, it will be filmed on Friday. It'll be either live or I'll record the video of me drawing the name. Other than that, enjoy you guys' day. Thank you always for your love, support. Thank you for watching, because you don't have to watch, and I enjoy it, and I thank you so much. Also, please remember, if you have any questions about relocating, just hit me up. I'm always open to help anybody with any type of information that I know. I'm always, 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 always ready and willing to pass that information on, because each one teach one, basically. You know, it doesn't mean no justice if I know a whole bunch of information. I'm just, oh, well, I charge $10 to tell you this, that, and the third. There's too much of that going on. Yeah. Oh, another thing, because it just got into my mind, if you're also looking for a place, join Facebook groups. Those have came in really good for me. I've found a lot of information, a lot of useful information, like places to get help with utility bills, places to get help with security deposits. All of that stuff is out there. Like I said, DM me or leave a message if you want to find out more information on how to get help from your local, state, or government with assistance with utilities or rental fees. Okay, but until next time, guys, my camera is about to die, so I'm just trying to rush through this. Bye.